Delighted to welcome Colin Reid to the club as our new first team manager. Colin, I'm sure you'll agree it's good to get you in place as quick as possible following Adrian's departure. We'll be entering a new era with yourself in charge. How does it feel to be given this opportunity?
Yeah, it's great to get the opportunity. Like I say, I live quite close, and over the years I've followed Billericay, going back in the day with the men's team, and obviously when the women's team was formed, I took great interest in it. So I've been to seen games in the past, and yeah, it's a great honour and privilege to be given the opportunity to work with those at Billericay, and I've known Kim for many years now, back in the day. So yeah, it's good. I'm looking forward to working with everybody at the club.
And you've got a wide range of experience in football. What can you tell us about your experience up to now?
Well, I'll tell you what, wide range experience, going back to a player that wasn't the greatest but played as a youngster. I had experience playing at West Ham and Leyton Orient as a youth team player. I went straight into coaching, coming out of the game. So I've been lucky enough to play, so I've got that experience. Like I said, not at the top level. I went into coaching at a very early age, and I was fortunate enough to work at many clubs. Initially Leyton Orient, and then I had a spell at Charlton Athletic, West Ham, Tottenham Hotspurs, Stevenage, and I apologise. And I went to non-league, sort of, Bishop Stortford. So I've had extensive experience as a coach, technical director, and into coach education as well. So I started working for the Football Association, teaching the various coaching awards. So I like to feel I've got that experience, and obviously in the past years got into the female game, being at Charlton Athletic as a technical director, and then going on to Millwall, where I had the same position as a technical director at the RTC, and then becoming the first team manager. So yeah, I have extensive experience in various roles at different clubs, and I've got a few T-shirts, by the way, of all those clubs, as you can imagine. So now adding Billericay to the list.
Yeah, I'm sure it's quite a collection. And you're from just down the road as well, Wickford. What do you know about the club itself?
I'd say primarily as a youngster, I know a lot about Billericay. Like I said, originally I was born in London, in Hackney, and then moved to Basildon and then out to Wickford, where I've been for about 20 odd years. So I know the area really well. Billericay Football Club is a club that, has always been dear to my heart. I've been here scouting on numerous occasions for the clubs that I've worked for. I've followed the team in terms of the men's initially, and then as the years have gone on, then obviously I've been involved with the women's football. So I've been down here on many occasions. I know where you are in terms of Tier 3, and that, the infrastructure is really good at the club, and you've got some great people. So for me, it's an honour to be given that position, and finally being able to work with the people that I know that brought me into the club, like Kim and Greg.
And you met the team last Thursday. What were your first impressions of the squad?
Yeah, that's always quite nerve-wracking. Obviously, probably more so for them, but for myself to be introduced to them was good. I never actually took training, I observed. And what I saw was pleasantly surprised. And obviously met the staff, and like I said, I observed from a distance. I saw some good quality, see some very good technical players with some good physical attributes and athleticism. And hopefully, I'll be working with them tomorrow, and we'll be, trying to achieve what I come here for, and that's to get a few results. But what I've seen initially, I was impressed. So hopefully we can continue that, and then the team and the club will get used to how I work. I don't want to change too much at the start, because I don't believe there's too much needs changing. And I'll tinker with things, and then over a period of time, on my observations, then I might change things. But at the moment, the club seems it's been left in good hands by Adrian, and therefore I'm looking just to continue that and maybe take it on and develop it a little bit more.
Yeah, it must be said that Adrian did do a really good job with steadying the ship at the start of pre-season, and then leading us to the halfway point. But once we reach that point where you've been with the team for a lengthy amount of time, how can we expect the team to play under you?
I don't know there've been major differences. I think that I'm a big advocate and been in the game for a long time of obviously you want to entertain people, but when you're in this sort of level of football, then results are important. It's hard when you come in at this time of year and it's not making excuses, because obviously they've got a set way of playing, and they would have done their pre-season. So for me to come in and hit the ground running is what I'd like to do, but as you understand, it probably takes time. And I think we all need time when you go into a new job, just as our mate has gone into Manchester United, then I'm going to need time. And obviously, because we don't have that time with them, like some of the clubs in this division, then yeah, there will, be things that I've got to look at. But ultimately, I'd say I like to play a possession-based game. Everybody talks about playing out from the back, and we all like to do that. But I think you've got to look at what you've got and play accordingly. And for me, you can be obsessed with playing a certain way, and everyone talks about philosophies. Yeah, I've got my philosophies and ideas, but ultimately, the most important thing for me is that when those players come off the pitch, they're a reflection of myself and the coaching staff. And for me, that is the work ethic and ability to be honest. I'm very much into being accountable. So when they come off the pitch, I've said to the girls already, there's no pressure on them, the pressure's on myself. And I can deal with that pressure. And I'm saying is when they come off the pitch, if we've got beat 2-0, 3-0, 8-0, which I don't want to happen, then I want to be able to say, if you've given all you got, that's good enough for me. So hopefully with their application and their work rate, and with what I bring to the party, I'm hoping that we can get a few results, but at the same time entertain. I'm very much in football as an entertainment business.
Of course.
So yeah, I think you're going to see those things, and we'll leave sort of no stone unturned. It will be 100% effort from myself and the staff and the players, and if we can do that, then I'm sure that people will see that and they'll appreciate that we've and what we've done for them.
And it won't be an easy start to life as manager, as it's Exeter away this Sunday. But we'll be spending the weekend up there. Really good opportunity to bond with the squad. Tough game, but good chance we could bring something home.
Yeah, I think it's a tough game. If you look at it, I know we played them early in the season and it was abandoned. So, we don't ultimately know, and as I understand, wasn't the greatest of starts. But for me, I tried to get Greg to go down there on the Thursday so we could have a few days bonding. And he's not able to get that. So the next best thing is they're travelling down on the evening, which is good. I will be going down on the day because of prior commitments and arrangements. But like I've said to the girls, there's no pressure on the players whatsoever. It's a freebie in my eyes, because the expectations in terms of league position, however, then that doesn't mean to say we're not going there for a result. I know it's difficult, and I've already talked about the journey and the preparation, which is vitally important. For me, it's really important that we get there and we acclimatise ourselves, and most of them are going down there beforehand, which is good. And then coming away and like I said, no pressure, leaving nothing in the dressing room, leaving it all out on the pitch. And as long as they do that, then they'll understand that, I'll support them, and they'll do that in the same way. So I'm really looking forward to it. But like I say, first game away, Exeter. I've been to worse places, trust me, but like I say, it's a long journey, but one I'm looking forward to.
And we're in quite a comfortable position in the league. I'd say one eye ahead of us and the other one behind us. What will your aims be come the end of the season? Because one of our aims is to beat last season's points total.
Yeah, I'm unaware of what the points total last year, but I'm one of those. I'm very enthusiastic and I'm very positive. So I'm always looking up rather than down. I think when you go into a club and you look at the infrastructure, look at the players, you look at the setup, you say the setup's good, and now it's for me to bring out the best in the players. And if I can do that, then we're certainly looking up. You can look at stats, points per game, etc., etc. The first thing I want to do, obviously we've got a negative goal difference. I don't want to put no pressure again on the players. There's expectations, but we'll use a different word in terms of that terminology. I think when you start to use the word pressure, then some people are uncomfortable with that. But I said to the girls the other night, there is an expectancy, and they are privileged to be playing at this level, and it's really what do they want from it. I'm there to support them, and I've already asked them, what do you want from me? And I think it's very much to support them and give them that maybe detail they didn't have before. So in terms of working on certain things, which is difficult when you're working twice a week, but I make no excuses. I carry the can at the end of the day, and I'm really looking forward to upsetting some of the teams that are above us and closing that gap. And I see that the middle of the table is close, and a few points separate a few teams. So for me, if we can close that gap and start to move up the table, then I have aspirations of getting some wins, being well organised, and then I think if you get some results, I think people then believe and start to buy into what you do. So hopefully we can get that going tomorrow night, and if we can get the players believing in what we're doing, trusting it, me trusting them and the staff, which I have to do, then I see no reason why we shouldn't be looking up as opposed to down.
Thank you, Colin. Wish you all the best on Sunday.
Thank you very much. Cheers, Ben.